Berry Team back at it again. Welcome to episode 133. Thank you to those watching me for the first time. Hope you liked the video. Go back and watch some other videos. Maybe find something you like. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Thank you to those who've been with me since the beginning. I truly appreciate you guys for sticking around. Liking, commenting, and all that good stuff. Continue to do so. Today's episode is going to be talking about video games that I've beaten that have bad endings on the Nintendo. The original Nintendo, the NES. So I was born in 1980, raised during the Nintendo era, so I played a lot of these video games where the system was known for notoriously hard games, and I played a lot of those video games. Like I haven't played Ghouls and Ghosts and shit like that, or fucking Metroid. That wasn't my thing, or whatever. But I have played a lot of hard games, and these are some of the games that I've beaten that had the worst endings. So as a kid, you play these games, it takes hours, days, whatever, weeks to beat them, and it seems like a long time. But I guess in kid hours or whatever, in kid time, that's a long time. But you finally beat the game, you get to the end and beat the game, and then you see the end, and you're like, what the fuck? I played all these hours for this shit. So I've beaten games where you had only text at the end, games where the endings don't make any sense. It's just ridiculous. I don't think these guys that made these games really wanted you to beat the game, so they didn't put much effort into putting a good ending in most of these Nintendo games. So these are some of the Nintendo games that I beat. I actually like these games, but the endings just weren't up to par. They were the worst endings that I've seen. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. The first game I'm going to talk about is Mario 2. This was a good game. I really enjoyed this game. Coming off of Mario 1, it came out. It was totally different than Mario 1. And for a long time, Mario 1 was the only game I had for a long time. So when this came out, I was super excited. It was super different. You could choose different characters. It was only one player, which sucked. But I usually play video games by myself anyway. So I played this game for a long time. I finally beat the game. And then when I get to the ending, it's one of the worst endings I've ever seen. I was so mad as a kid watching this. I was like, are you fucking serious? It was all a dream, and this is all I get? Like, it doesn't add on to the story or anything. It was just so dumb. I did not like it at all. I was highly disappointed because beating that game, I was like I said, I was like 11 or something like that. It was hard. It was a hard game. It was like 7 levels, I think. And like I said, it was totally different. You could change characters, which was, like I said, was all cool. But to get to the end and to have that ending where it was all a dream and it just shows them carrying Wart's dead body away, I was super upset, super disappointed, and one of the worst Nintendo endings, in my opinion, for a video game. Next game is going to be Faxanadu. This is a game a lot of people didn't play. It was like a Zelda-type game, but not Zelda. I don't know why it didn't get popular. It was a real good game. It was super hard. There was no save feature, really, so you had to write a long-ass password to save the game, which I didn't like. But it was a real good game. And sometimes you get the letters messed up or whatever, and then you have to use the password that you had before. It was a lot to this game or whatever, which was super annoying. But the game was so good. Like I said, a lot of people didn't play it. My mom got it for me for some reason, just picked it up, and it was like $20 or whatever when she got it. I played the shit out of this game, though. It was real good. But playing through that whole game with no guide or nothing, I did it all on my own, and then getting to the end and see the ending, one of the worst endings ever. So you end the game, you beat the big bad or whatever at the end, and then you go to the king and he says his little shit or whatever, and then you walk away. Like it's like 2 minutes of you walking away from the castle. Like, what the fuck? I was like, what is this? It was so dumb. And I was so disappointed after beating that game because it's such a good game. You get so many different powers and stuff. If you haven't played it, it's an old game, like I said, it's from Nintendo. But if you haven't played it, definitely check it out. It's a real good game, but the ending will definitely disappoint you with all the stuff you get to the end. And that's Faxanadu. The ending is so bad. Mega Man 2. This has got to be one of the worst endings ever. So you fight all these robots. You beat Dr. Wily. You get to the end of the game. You beat Dr. Wily. And then you go to the final scene, which I thought was going to be awesome. Because Mega Man 1's end credits, or in the end of game thing was not bad. But you get to the end of the game. There's no text. It's just you walking with the colors changing in the background. seeing the background of the city or whatever. I'm like, what is this? It didn't explain anything. I was so upset because the game was super hard. I just this ending Mega Man 2 was I don't understand why it was so bad when part 1 Mega Man ending was not that bad as this. It just that shit just pissed me off because that was literally one of the hardest games I played at the time. And when I beat it, I was so happy that I beat it. And then to get rewarded with pretty much nothing was the worst. There was nothing. It didn't even say the end. It was just Mega Man walking. Like, what the fuck is that? Oh, that shit pissed me off. Back to the Future on the NES. This game wasn't that hard, but it had its hard parts. You get to the end, you drive the DeLorean, you got to get to 88 miles per hour, you get to the end. First of all, the music in this game, it's the same song in every stage, and it goes over and over again. So you get to the end, you get to 88.5, whatever it is, miles per hour on the DeLorean, and you fly off in space, and you fly off Back to the Future or whatever, Back to the Past, Back to the Future, whatever the fuck it is. So you get to the future. You don't even get to the future. It's just a scene that says congratulations or some shit. This might be the end or not. Just text. That's it. But it's one of the worst endings ever. Like I said, it wasn't a hard game, but it was super annoying because you would get to certain points and die or whatever, and you have to start all the way from the beginning. And the fucked up thing about this game, if you lose, if you don't get to 88 miles per hour, you still have to start the game over from the beginning, so you don't even get to redo the stage, no matter how many lives you have left. So the ending sucks, and if you don't even get to the 88 miles an hour, you don't get to see the ending anyway. This game was bad anyway. I played it a lot for some reason, maybe because I was young, I don't know, maybe because I liked the movie. But the ending is one of the worst ever. I did not enjoy this ending at all. I don't think you'll enjoy it either. I recommend if you want to watch it, don't play the game. Just watch the ending on YouTube, and it'll be a lot much better. Or just watch this video. We got a snippet of it. Next game is going to be Fester's Quest. This is legit one of the hardest games I played when I was a kid. I think you only get one life, and if you die, you have to start over from the beginning. So it was a lot of going back and forth. Super hard game. When I finally beat it, I was super excited, but I was not excited about the ending. The ending sucked. It had a little text, and then it showed you with the Addams Family. Just they playing the Addams Family theme over and over again, and you're just dancing around or whatever. I was so mad because this game was so hard. I think it came out when I was in like 4th grade or something, and it was so hard to beat. And when I finally beat it, I was so disappointed. That ending was the worst for such a hard game. And the fact that if you die one time, you start over from the beginning. That's what made the game even worse. So when you finally beat the game, you're expecting something spectacular, and you get that bullshit. That shit pissed me the fuck off. And I think I beat that game, and I gave it away. I gave it to one of my friends at the end because that game was so bad. Next is going to be Friday the 13th. I like this game as a kid for some reason. For some reason, whenever Jason would jump out, I would fucking get scared. And it's not even a scary game, which is crazy. But I was like 9 or 10 or whatever when it came out. The game was kind of hard. It was moderately hard. It wasn't that hard, but it wasn't that easy also. But the ending is one of the worst. You get Jason all messed up, sitting in a corner or whatever, and it says, "This might be the end" or whatever, some text at the end, and that's it. That's the end of the game. Like, there's nothing else after that. It's one of the worst endings ever. Like, you would expect something else. I don't know what to expect in a game like that, but you expect more than that. And I was disappointed with that ending because it was a moderately hard game. I was expecting more. So, it's not a... These games, man. Next is going to be Paperboy. This was an easy game. I ain't even going to front. It was a really easy game, but it was a fun game. I enjoyed playing this game a lot. I played it a lot. I think it was like one of the highest selling games when it came out, even though it was super easy. Maybe because it was just fun. So you get to the end. I'm not really expecting much, but what you got is the worst. It's text saying, first of all, it said you get the last subscriber, and you retire at the end of the game as a Paperboy. And that's it. It shows a paper of you retiring at the end of the game, which is kind of corny. And then it goes through that, and then you put your high score. You can put your name in a high score, and then you go back to the beginning of the game. That's it. That's the ending of Paperboy. Not a good ending, but it's not a good game either. It's a fun game, but it's not a good game, and it's an easy game. But the ending still sucked. So next is gonna be RoboCop. So I love this game. I love the movies. It was a super violent movie growing up too. It's crazy how violent it was, and it was rated PG-13. I guess that's before they changed the ratings or whatever. But anyway, back to the game. The game, RoboCop game, was fun to me. He didn't jump, but he had a bunch of weapons. He shot a lot of people. It was an interesting game for a Nintendo game. It was super hard too. It took me a long time to beat that game. I was trying to get all the tips to beat the game, and I finally beat it. And then when you get the ending, it's one of the worst endings I've ever seen in a video game. So you kill the last guy. They say you're fired, and he kills the last guy, and all you get is a text thing that says, "Good job, stay out of trouble." What the fuck was that? You play this hard ass game for a ending that says, "Stay out of trouble." By far one of the worst endings I've seen. As a kid, I was pissed after I beat that game because it took me a long time to beat that in kid hours or whatever. And in kid hours, it seems like a long time, but it took me a long time to beat it, and to get an ending like that really sucked. So the last game is going to be Wolverine for the NES. One of my favorite games growing up. It was so good, real good game, because I love Wolverine. He was one of my favorite mutants growing up. I love X-Men. I love the mutants, all that stuff. So when it came out for Nintendo, definitely had to get that game. I thoroughly enjoyed this game as a kid growing up. It was good for its time. So it took me a while to beat the game. It was moderately hard. So I get to the end game, beat Sabretooth, and it is by far one of the worst endings I've ever seen in a video game. Especially for an X-Men video game, I would expect more. So you beat Sabretooth, knock him over the cliff or whatever, and all you get is a picture of Wolverine, and then it says the end. And that's it for the final 2 minutes of the screen of credits or whatever. It's terrible. How do you not have a good ending to a game like that? I was highly disappointed because, like I said, he's one of my favorite characters, and to have an ending like that on a moderately hard game, it was the worst. But that's how it is sometimes, I guess. They don't expect you to beat these games, so they make it. They don't put that much effort into the ending of the game, I guess. But that's going to do it for my list of games that I found that the ending sucked. Let me know what you thought of that list. Let me know if there's any games that you would have put on the list, some games that you thought was super hard or that deserved a better ending that was shown at the end of the game. Thank you guys for watching the video. You could have been on anybody else's channel and you decided to watch mine, so I appreciate you guys for sticking around for about 10 minutes. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, share, and all that good stuff. Thank you guys for watching. I'll get at y'all on the next one. Later.